what a lot of us women are not realizing about cosmetic surgery as far as the opinion of the men. Now, I want to talk about this because I was talking about how body positivity and self-love as it is presented in society today, in my opinion, a lot of the time is a scam. And if you want to know why I talk about that, check out that video. But in that video, towards the end of it, I started to kind of talk about a reality that we as women, I think, ignore about cosmetic surgery. And I was referring to a situation that took place on Love Island, because on Love Island UK, there was a situation where the guys were like asked what was like a turn off for them or like a deal breaker, and one of the guys I think said a woman with plastic surgery, right? And obviously the women got so upset. They're like, how can you say that? Blah, 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 which I was very irritated as a woman. I was like, why do we shoot men in the foot? Why do we shoot men for being honest and then get upset and say we wish men were more honest about their feelings? This is one of those things that really annoys me about women in society today. It's probably in my top 5 things that us women do that irritates me, right? Because that was his honest opinion, right? And he wasn't able to really say that because the girls got upset. He ended up apologizing, which irritated me. I think I actually might have done a video about it at the time. So feel free to go and check that out if it's there. I think I did I do a video? I feel like I did do a video about it. Anyway, so I want to unpack that, because one thing that I realized, and that was on the show, is that when the guys went to have a talk, and I don't think a lot of women realize this, and again, I'm realizing how problematic it is for women to be getting advice about men from their female friends. And yeah, not the one. Because if you want to understand about a man or talk about you, you're better off listening to other men, in my opinion, than listening to your female friends, who a lot of the time, anyway, we're not going to get into that. So anyway, so the guys on the show were specifically saying that, you know, a lot of them felt similarly, but they would not say that out loud. And this is the big issue that I have with us as women, right? So many times, all right, we do something, right? So like I was talking in the previous video about self-love, and it's a scam, and why I feel like doing stuff like getting work done is not a representation of you having love for yourself. It's actually the very opposite, because that's not yourself. That's a changed version of yourself. And so self-love is loving the real self, the real you, right? And when we do stuff like that, right, and then let's say guys are not keen on that and you don't want to hear that, right? First of all, we're shooting ourselves in the foot, because like I said, they're entitled to their opinion. That might be what they want, but also in the long term, a lot of guys might just decide not to put up with that. And I think this is why we have a lot of discussions going on in the dating world today, where men or women are like, well, a lot of women say there's no good men out there or whatever, right? Chances are a lot of good men might not be interested in you because of stuff like that. And they may never tell you that. Why? Because in society today, you get cancelled for stuff like that. And I've heard guys say stuff, you know, I've heard guys say, especially when it comes down to like marriage and wanting to be with somebody in the long term, they want to be with somebody who they feel is a natural beauty. And yes, natural does not include cosmetic surgery. And when I say natural beauty, I'm not saying you have to be the most perfect natural beauty. Everybody's beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, you know? So, but I'm just saying that you can't shoot them for feeling that way. And also, here's the other thing. Those types of looks, they require upkeep as well. So if you have lip fillers or cheek fillers or whatever, you're going to have to keep that up. And your body might not be able to hold that up if you start doing that from like 18. And then what are you going to do if you decide at a certain point you don't want your lip filler and your man doesn't like that? You see how that's going to backfire as well? Because now you're going to be like, oh, so you don't love me for who I am. And he's like, well, I didn't fall in love with you when you look like that. I fell in love with you how you were before. That's another issue people have in relationships, right? Because women are like, oh, I don't want to be told that I've what's the word? I've let myself go, right? And there's a difference between, you know, life changes and maybe putting on a bit of weight and letting yourself go. Okay, I'm not putting pressure onto people, and I'm certainly not talking about periods of your life where you've been like having babies and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, I literally saw a situation of a woman who I think had put on like 90 pounds, and her husband had just brought up, you know, that literally just mentioned, by the way, I feel like less attracted to you because you put on like 90 pounds, or maybe it was 80 pounds, and 70 or 80 pounds. And she was like, oh, how could, and people were telling her that she should leave him. And it's like, but what did he buy into? And this is why for us as women, sometimes we really need to stop and think, like, and actually think for a minute before we just get upset and before we run to our girls and whatever for advice. Because I really feel like we should be listening more to men. This is one of the reasons I've been listening to a lot of male podcasts, and I ask a lot of men a lot of questions. And the more I do, the more I realize that we think completely differently. And there's a whole bunch of different things going on over there in the male department, as I like to call it, right? when it comes to stuff like this cosmetic surgery and stuff, we've got to understand that a lot of guys are don't like that. They don't like it, and they may not say it. And I get why men don't say a lot of things that they want to say. And one day I will love to have a platform where I will allow men to speak properly and fully and openly and say whatever they want to say to me as a woman, because I really want to know. I really want to know. And I feel like there's so many issues that exist today because us women don't allow for the male department to honestly say how they feel. Because just as you might feel entitled and to look how you want, a man is also entitled to how he might want you to look, right? Or not how he want you to look, or what he's interested in, right? Or what he's not interested in. And a lot of men the men generally are more logical thinkers. You know, people are upset at Kevin Samuels. He says one thing that I actually really understood when he said it. He was like, well, that some men, when they're like choosing a woman, they understand that like they might choose somebody who's a bit smaller than what they would actually want, because they understand that a woman's probably going to put on some weight, or her weight might fluctuate. So they're not really going to choose somebody that they already think is overweight. He's obviously not talking about everyone. He's usually talking specifically about high value men in his opinion. But it did make me think, you know what? I see where he's coming from. Because, you know, as a woman, yeah, our weight does fluctuate. First of all, it does fluctuate. Secondly, having babies and stuff changes your body. Now, that could be one way or the other. Some people, I know somebody that lost weight while they were pregnant. And a lot of women gain weight. A lot of women go back to their same weight with basically no effort afterwards. A lot of women have to make loads of effort, whatever, right? So we can't just completely ignore these realities of things. Even like I said about the cosmetic surgery, a lot of guys, I won't be surprised thinking, I wonder what you're going to look like in 30 years. Or maybe they're just not interested in what comes along with some of these certain things, you know, whether that's finances, how much money you have to spend on that, or, you know, whatever it is. And so I think we just got to recognize as women that, you know, we do a lot of things, and we do a lot of things, and we enjoy the attention of women, but we have to sometimes think also about, like, if you want to be with somebody, it's not that I'm saying you go, like, I feel like whenever I say something on behalf of, like, whenever I say something to try and help women as far as men, I feel like it sounds like I'm just trying to like kiss men's butts, but I'm really not. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you both have wants, you both have needs, you both have rights, you both have desires, right? I think us as women are getting to the point where we're so obsessed with what we want, and we basically want to be with, it's like a lot of women nowadays want to be with a man who's just going to let them do whatever exactly you want, only what you want, and nothing else but what you want. And if he's not going to give you that, it's like, oh, you're not a feminist, oh, you're not supportive, oh, you're not whatever. But it's like, no, that's not how it works. You have things you expect of him, he might have things he expects of you, and guess what? Your appearance might be one of them. And guess what? Your friends are not the one you're going back home with. Your friends are not the ones who are putting a ring on your finger. Your friends are not the ones who are providing for you. And I really feel like us as women need to just throw this out the window of going to our friends for everything and like trusting their opinion over the guy. That is wrong. I'll tell you that biblically, even, I believe that is wrong. The Bible does not say that you meet a friend and you come together and you become one flesh. It does say that about marriage, about being married in a relationship, right? So maybe we should care more about what the men think than what the women think, right? And I say that vice versa, even for men in certain instances. I'm like, maybe you should care more about what a woman has to say about certain things than what a man has to say about certain things if you want to be with a woman. And that's why it works on both sides. But obviously, I'm a woman, so I'm speaking in the women's department. And I wanted to talk about this specifically because I think this is another thing that, like, women will say, like, oh, we there's no good guys up there, like, I can't get it, whatever. But it's like, have you stopped to think, are you even bringing to the table what a man would actually want? Or are you just excited because your girls told you that you looked fire and put like lit and like 3 fire emojis under your picture? Do you know what I mean? And I do see this in society a lot, like where there will be discussions happening. This is one of the things that irritates me so much, right? Where like they'll have a page like on a social media platform and they'll ask a question, right? They'll ask the question to men. It'll be like, men, explain why so and so and so and so. And I'm like, yes, because I'm like, yes, another opportunity to learn what's going on in the male department, right? Which I think we should both have the attitude, vice versa. And I look in the comment section, it's all women. Or I look in the comment section, men are saying their perspective on something, and it could be like that, like the thing I just said, men, what's your opinion on cosmetic surgery? And the women will be like, how can you say that? Blah, 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 blah. But it's like, but this is how they feel. And one thing I've noticed, and I'll say this to you ladies, a lot of the time, men don't change what they think. They just don't tell you what they really think. And they just keep it to themselves because they've learned that's the easier way to deal with it. And that actually saddens me as a woman. It really does. because I'm like, I want you guys to be able to like say the truth and it not be a negative thing. And that's why at this point, unless it was my own platform, I don't even necessarily encourage men to say what they really think, because I get that maybe not 9 times out of 10, but in the society we live in today, 7 times out of 10 I think men get their heads bitten off. And it's when it comes down to stuff like this that us women want to cling on to, like cosmetic surgery and makeup and all this stuff, that we get so upset. But it's like, are they entitled to opinion? If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, pretty sure that they have a right to saying how they feel. Pretty sure they have a right to their own desires. I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope I haven't been too, but I just, these days I'm trying to just say what I think and not care so much, like, not what people think, because it's not that I care what people think, but sometimes I feel like I'm a bit too careful because of society today. But we just need to shatter those walls, because certain things need to be said. And when it comes to women and men, like, I'm sick of hearing certain things that women are saying and complaining, oh, there's no good men, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of good men out there. I think there's a lot of men with a lot of feelings and thoughts that we won't hear because of the attitude of a lot of women, and I'm sick and freaking tired about it. That's how I feel. So anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, particularly if you're a guy. And if you are a guy, hello, please let me know your thoughts on cosmetic surgery, if you don't mind. Of course, if you don't, I've already explained why. I would understand why you might not want to do that under my video. And if you're a woman and you see any comments like that, please just let them say what they gotta say. Let's learn. Let's actually learn. Here's the thing: you want to be with somebody, learn about them. Best way to probably get them, right? And to the other women who are frustrated with me, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the subscribe button, guys, if you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one.